You know the feeling. You try to speak up in a group, and someone immediately talks over you. Or a friend makes a joke at your expense. The whole room laughs, and you just sit there, frozen, not knowing how to respond. There is a mechanical way to fix this. It is a system we call the Social Influence Protocol. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to execute 3 specific tasks. You will learn how to command immediate respect in a room, how to neutralize verbal disrespect the moment it happens, and how to gently guide your peers' decisions in your favor. The best part is the entry requirement. You do not need money, a specific job title, or pre-existing status to make this work. You only need to apply strict emotional discipline and precise timing. People often assume that social authority is a genetic trait, something you are either born with or you aren't. But when you break it down, it is entirely a mechanical system, and anyone can learn to run it. Step 1 focuses entirely on pacing. If you are constantly talking, you're actively lowering the value of your own words. To fix this, you have to stop the habit of over-talking and shift the timing of the entire conversation. This starts with the last to speak rule. When a group is discussing a topic, stay quiet. Let everyone else put their cards on the table while you observe. By intentionally withholding your opinion until the very end, the group will automatically assign a higher value to what you finally say. You can amplify this effect using the 5-second pause. The next time someone asks you a direct question, do not answer immediately. Count to 5 in your head before you speak a single word. But there is a catch. The moment you introduce silence, your internal anxiety will spike. If you look down, break eye contact, or start fidgeting with your hands, the technique fails completely. To hold the tension, maintain soft, unbroken eye contact for that entire 5 seconds. Look at this timeline diagram. On the left is the standard immediate reaction we all default to. But right here on the right, you see the deliberate 5-second gap. That gap is where the work happens. That manufactured silence creates a vacuum. It becomes slightly uncomfortable for the other person, and their brain naturally wants to fill that empty space. They will literally lean in, completely focused on whatever you are about to say. By controlling the pace, the balance of power in the room shifts. The authority no longer belongs to the loudest person. It transfers to the most deliberate. Let's move to step 2. Imagine you are standing with a group of friends, and someone suddenly throws a harsh joke or a direct insult right at you. Your first instinct is to defend yourself or fire an insult right back. But the second you start justifying yourself, you prove that the attack actually hurt you, which instantly drops your social status. Instead, you are going to use the status flip. This is a psychological countermove designed to neutralize defensiveness completely. Look at this status meter diagram. A defensive response makes your perceived value plummet straight into the red zone. Instead, pause and own the weakness. Saying, "Yeah, I don't know how to stay at everyone's level," reverses the meter, pushing you back into high value. The person attacking you expects a fight. When you meet that expectation with complete apathy, their internal script breaks. Their ego takes the hit because you refuse to play the game on their terms. An insult only works if you resist it. By fully absorbing the attack and owning it, you disarm the opponent and immediately elevate your own standing in the group. Now that you have baseline authority and the ability to handle conflict, step 3 moves us into active influence. This is how you secure a favor or agreement from a peer. The first tool for this is a classic behavioral technique called the door in the face. Here is how it works. You intentionally start by asking for a massive, unreasonable favor. If you need $20, you ask to borrow $200. Your goal here is to trigger a definitive no from the target. The moment they reject that huge request, you immediately pivot and ask for the actual, much smaller favor. You say, "Okay, well, can you just do 20 then?" Because you just dropped your demand from 200 down to 20, the second request feels like a concession. The target feels a slight twinge of guilt for rejecting you the first time, making them far more likely to comply with the smaller ask. For smaller, everyday requests, you can use a subtle tweak called linguistic framing. Look at this comparison. If you ask a positively phrased question like, "Will you come with us?" the brain naturally looks for reasons to resist or say no. But if you swap to a negative frame and ask, "Do you have a problem with coming with us?" the dynamic completely flips. You are setting a linguistic trap.
To maintain their current state, they have to say, "No, I don't have a problem with it." By forcing them to say no to the constraint, you naturally secure a yes to the actual action. Effective persuasion is rarely about arguing until someone changes their mind. It is simply about engineering the language so that the easiest path for them to take is the one you already designed. You now have the complete 3-step framework. You command physical presence using silent pauses, you neutralize direct insults using the status flip, and you drive decisions using linguistic framing. But theory requires execution. Your homework is to take just one piece of this, the 5-second pause, and test it in a single conversation today. When someone asks you a question, stop, hold eye contact, and count to 5. Watch their face carefully. You will see their physical discomfort as they try to process the manufactured silence. Once you see how predictable human behavior is, it becomes a tool you must use responsibly. If you are ready to learn more of these mechanics, hit subscribe. Remember, true influence does not look like control. It is entirely invisible to the target, allowing you to shape your social environment passively, quietly, and with complete precision.